What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a dream catcher read for the sign of Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius, you guys are first in the zodiac lineup for group 3. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal, so take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. Sorry that I'm, kind of behind schedule with you guys. I don't know why it gets like that every time when I get to group 3, but I got love for y'all, and I get to y'all as soon as I can. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. You know how this goes. We're going to start from 1 from the top for your energy, 1 from the bottom for the energy of the situation and or person, and then we're going to get 1 energetically from the middle, which I think I'm going to go with this one here, which is the energy between the both of you, almost like an outcome, if you will, of your energies together. Okay, so let's see what's going on with Sagittarius. To start, your energy is here with the 7 of Cups. Okay, new energy alert. First time 7 of Cups has ever came out during the Dreamcatcher reads. Okay, you are sitting in Scorpio energy, feminine energy. Okay, energy of the situation and or person you could be dealing with is in the 2 of Coins. Okay, 2 of Coins. In sitting in Capricorn's energy. Okay, earth energy there. So you have water and you have earth. All right, next is the energy between you and the situation and or person, equaling out to the High Priestess. Okay, moon energy here. Okay, so kind of following your intuition on some things. Okay, so let's start off with this 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups is usually talking about being, having a lot of options, or I also take it as busy. Okay, is kind of like the polar opposite, if you will, of the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, 8 of Pentacles is usually talking about fine-tuning some things, focusing, and work in progress. Okay, something that you're diligently working on, whereas 7 of Cups is kind of talking about having so much. Okay, options, choices, things like that. Okay, you could be having either dreams or a situation of just trying to select through, I guess, different choices or options right now. Okay, use that Scorpio energy to kind of buckle down and make a decision. Okay, I find Scorpios to be, pretty good at making decisions, and so you kind of got to hone that in a little bit. Okay, now each one of these cups has something different in it, and that's usually the case with every 7 of Cups. And sometimes you can kind of pay attention to some of those things. They may represent something to you. Okay, so in this one, there's a snake. There's a kind of like a snail or abalone, if you will, shaped shell. You have a pair of keys. There's something else here. It looks like some kind of foliage or greenery, like a plant growing out of it. So kind of like earth energy. You have kind of like a scarab, ladybug, over to the side, and then you have jewels. Okay, so a lot of these things, again, may be specific to you. You may even seen them in your dreams. Okay, the set of keys could mean as far as maybe a new location to live, or whether or not to maybe move in with someone. Okay, a lot of options, and even with having a lot of options, Sagittarius, you could be leaning towards thinking of the infinite possibilities of making a particular choice. Okay, so be mindful of that energy. So it could be a little chaotic for you mentally, okay? Because when we get to the situation and or person's energy, it's at 2 of Pentacles, okay? Now, either you've been having dreams of asking someone to move in with you or vice versa, okay? Someone could be thinking about asking you, but they're juggling a lot, okay? Or you are juggling a lot, because usually 2 of Pentacles is talking about trying to, do a balancing act between 2 Pentacles, okay? It's Capricorn energy. And so you're kind of, at least you're on the path. If it was 2 of Wands, then it would be really making a choice. But I think you're juggling a lot right now. And so, and maybe you know that, since this Priestess card is here with the mixed energy together as an outcome. And so you do have to start making some choices or dropping some things out of the equation, okay, in order for you to get to that end goal that you're looking for, okay? So, like I said, High Priestess card being here, use your intuition. It never steers you wrong, okay? If it's something that's nagging at you and it does involve another person, the best thing for you to do is to talk to them about it, okay? Because maybe what you're thinking of is not as much of a problem as you think it is, okay? Maybe you're going based off of what has happened in the past versus what's going on in the present, okay? And so we talk about that a lot as far as in my readings on the usual, as far as if you're dating and trying to compare a person to the past, the only thing you should use that for is red flags, okay? If something is standing out to you as a problem, again, like I said, talk it out. It could be easily, figured out if 2 heads are better than 1, okay? Because if you get too much in your head about it, then you end up possibly losing someone, okay? Over something really minuscule, okay? If it's something that possibly happened in the past and you're worried about it, rehatching in your present, then start talking about it, okay? So that way it can either be avoided or comes out that it's, actually something to be worried about, okay? But I don't think that's the case. I think you're just really in your head about a lot of things, okay? And so it's time to kind of let some things go and figure out what works for you and what doesn't, okay? Because you're juggling way too much, okay? And you know it, okay? And there's something in particular that you're juggling that you probably know is not even worth the time. You just don't want to let it go because it kind of adds to, I guess, maybe your representation of yourself in a way. But you have to realize if it's burning you out, then you got to get rid of it eventually, okay? So let's get into your mindful messages. I feel like we're going to do a light shuffle on these. I pretty much sitting everyone's energy before I get started, but sometimes the energy shifts a bit, okay? So I will say, I want to say 2 of Pentacles has came out in readings before with the Dreamcatcher reads, but definitely not the 7 of Cups. So, I truly appreciate any new energy. I appreciate your patronage. By all means, feel free to subscribe or like any of the readings. If you subscribe, you'll get notified the next time that I post a reading for your sign, okay? If you know your birth chart, by all means, feel free to look at one of the previous readings for your particular sign placement that's important to you, and that could give you a more extended reading, okay? So I know I said light shuffle, but I'm going hard shuffle now for you guys, okay? The mindful message that I really enjoy, the colors I usually associate with the chakras. So if you are into metaphysical work and are a spiritualist and you at least meditate, you might want to work on that chakra that is mentioned, okay? Any mentioning of another sign is just an honorable mention. You don't have to be associated with that person, that person's sign. It could just be part of your birth chart, okay? So let's get into the mindful messages, which is just what your main focus should be at this point. One from the top and one from the bottom. Let's see what your messages are. You can take both of these for yourself, or one for yourself and one towards a situation, but it is release to the body, okay? Release to the body, which is a very popular card whenever I do these dream catcher reads. You're kind of focusing more so on your third eye and your crown chakra, thus this high priestess card, okay? When I am caught up in a stressful moment, I can move my awareness to my body. Is my jaw clenched? My body tense? How is my posture? This helps me to see where I can relax and let go of tension. Now I can return to any situation more calm and present. Okay? Again, like I said, this kind of picks at the Seven of Cups, having a lot of options and choices or things to do that is possibly causing you to have a little bit of stress. Okay? So again, pay attention to your body when you are kind of handling things, Sagittarius. If your body is tense, if you notice yourself kind of having migraines or headaches, or kind of really always deep in thought, or you're feeling a little bit drained, it's because you're doing a lot, okay? And maybe you've been doing a lot for a while, and it's just time for a little rest, okay? Just, take a step back. Maybe it's time to wrap up something that maybe you've been letting, go on too long, and it's time to wrap it up, okay? So that would be my suggestion to you, okay? So let's see what the second message is for you, Sagittarius, which it is together, okay? Together. Another one that's been popping up a little bit here and there, okay? We have a little bit, again, of the crown chakra and some sacral as well, okay? It says, I love working together with others and how it makes once impossible dreams possible. I see there is strength in unity and how much we can accomplish together. Asking for help is not weak, it is powerful, okay? So, like I was saying, if there's something that's really hindering you, like I said, for some of you, it could be about moving in with someone, or someone wanting to move in with you. Togetherness, share that emotion if there is fear, okay, of doing it based off of what you've experienced in the past, okay? Let that person help you abolish those fears, okay? If there's no red flags from when that are like reoccurring from a past situation, then that means it's safe to move forward, okay? But in order to feel secure in your decision, okay, you need to talk with the person that you're about to move in with, okay? That's just sidebar. It may not be for everybody, but I'm just saying, okay? You need to voice, not that it's anything wrong with the person, you just make sure you let them know it's not them, it's you who is struggling with, the thought of doing this, and only in the sense of what happened in the past, okay? And if it was a fault of yours, then express that. And why not, work on how to avoid repeating history, okay? So this together card is here for a reason. You don't have to make this decision alone, especially if you're in a relationship. It's best to talk to the person about it, okay? It could be something so minuscule that you'll laugh it off and wonder why you were stressed out about it in the first place, okay? Same goes for if you're working on a project and you're stuck in a particular part of the project, then by all means ask for help, okay? It's not a sign of weakness. It shows that you are secure within yourself, that you did the best that you could do, but a little bit of help would really, be useful to you, okay? So let's go ahead, and it's a win-win situation when you work together with another person, okay? Some things I'm more of, an introvert, so I do a lot of things myself. But sometimes it is nice to know that people want to help, okay? Or I can ask for help whenever I know I need it, Okay, never be ashamed of doing that. Okay, Sagittarius. So let's go ahead and get into your sacred geometry for the outcome of the energy. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of a shuffle here for you guys on these. 2 messages comes out of these. By all means, you can take a screenshot of the imagery and kind of use it for your meditation purposes. I like the imagery because it kind of reminds me of like lucid dreaming. And so if you've never lucid dreamed before, it just is a whole nother level. You can find some, I believe I have some lucid dreaming meditations on my playlist of my fave meditations, but you could also just look up lucid dreaming, and it usually leads to a lot of vivid colors, things of that nature. Sometimes if you're trying to maybe stop a bad habit, do a lucid dream asking for answers to, or ways or solutions to get rid of bad habits. Okay, and lucid dreaming can actually kind of help in that. Okay, so that's just how I use it. It may not work for you, but that's what helped me get rid of certain habits. Okay, I ain't gonna tell y'all all my business now. That's for another time. Okay, so 1 from the bottom and 1 from the top. Okay, you can take both of these messages for yourself, or 1 for yourself and 1 towards the situation, whatever resonates for you. Okay, first message is allowance. Okay, allowance. Green, very vibrant here. Heart space seems to come out the most for me when kind of looking at this imagery here. It's really beautiful imagery. I really do love it. It almost feels as though it's like the illusion of it moving is why I love these cards so much. The number is 9. Okay, 9, numerology wise, in my opinion, talks about wrapping up a cycle. Okay, a phase in your life that's now done. Maybe being by yourself, that phase is now over, and now you're moving into a relationship. Okay, it says the frequency of allowance invites us to be open to whatever comes our way, without judgment, without opinion, without fear, and without resistance. When we allow, the universe becomes our partner in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. Okay, the universe becomes our partner in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. Okay, so move along the path of least resistance. Okay, Sagittarius. Again, if you've been nervous about, making this connection, again, number 9, it is you got into this connection for a reason. If you didn't feel comfortable with this person or with this particular situation, you wouldn't have pressed forward with it. Okay, so allow yourself to go without judgment, opinion, or fear. Okay, and obviously you would do that if you're already here. Okay, so move forward and allow yourself to experience something new. Okay, so that way you can expand and explore this new journey that's ahead of you. Okay, so let's go on to the second message so we can wrap up your reading, which is Merkaba. Merkaba. Okay, number 32 here, equaling out to 5. Change. Okay, change within yourself, centering yourself, realizing what it is that you want, not what you don't want, if we break down the 3 and the 2. Okay, if you've been watching my channel long enough, you should know what to do. Okay, the frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to traverse into other layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance as well, merging the totality of our experiences into our present to serve our highest purpose. Okay, I love this card. It is very deep. It's the first thing I think of when I see this image is like transition or transitional. Okay, so merging the totality of our experiences into our present to serve our highest purpose. Okay, Sagittarius, if you haven't yet, please go and look at your right here and now. Okay, that may help you, because in the right here and now, we do talk about one of the cards being um, a kind of a gateway into what your highest purpose is, or what the purpose is, or hidden purpose of your energy. Okay. And so whatever it is that you're working on is definitely where you're working on your higher purpose. Okay, there's a reason for everything that you are doing. Okay, for those of you where it might be involving a particular project, or career wise, things of that nature, business sense, you are on the journey to your higher purpose. Do not, detour off of it unless you feel like it's either not worth it, or you don't have the motivation for it. It could mean that it's just not right to do it right now, or there's something missing. But I feel like with this Merkaba, you're on the right path. So keep focusing on that. Okay. So I'm going to hold this up for y'all one more time, because I really want y'all to really, feel this imagery. Okay. It's just so vibrant in color. And I get this, pathway, because look at these arrows that are kind of translucent but going in different ways of this triangle. Okay. And you may have been having dreams that are kind of reminiscent of this, as far as saying, your path is this way. Okay. And so I really hope this kind of helps you in that sense, Sagittarius. Very beautiful reading. Not too much mixed energy going on with you guys, kind of like only like two different storylines here. So you guys are pretty much knowing exactly what needs to be done. You just need to dig a little bit deeper. Okay. So with that being said, Sagittarius, that's all that I have for you guys today. We do have at least 2 more readings for you guys. So until then, peace.